On today's show, we head across to Germany and return to the Berlin Templehof airport as the 2019-20 FIA Formula E Championship continues its epic season finale with round 7. It's race 2 of the Berlin E-Prix. Then we wind the clock back to 2017 and head to the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit in Victoria as we look back on the entertaining third race from the 4th round of the Kumho Tyres V8 Touring Car Series. And later in the show, we jump back to current day and into the virtual world of sim racing with the SRO eSport GT Series Grand Finale. It's the ultimate showdown between the pro gamers and pro drivers around the legendary Suzuka circuit in Japan. This is Speedweek.
Welcome to the ABB FIA Formula E from Berlin. We're one race down and still 5 to go in our dramatic season finale in Germany, and the championship race is wide open.
After 5 months away, Formula E is back for an epic 6-race finale, and boy, well, you missed it.
The grid is set.
When the season was suspended in March, we'd already seen 5 different winners and countless moments of classic Formula E drama. Now the world's most innovative, competitive and environmentally friendly racing series is back. Stronger, together and positively charged.
And we go green in Berlin.
Berlin's opening race wasn't short on drama.
Oh, Robin Price is in the wall. Big damage on the front.
But while Robin Frains crashed out, his teammate Sam Bird was on the rise.
Sam Bird has got past Ambrosio for 6th place.
Bird around the outside, passes to Fries.
After a promising qualifying session, Felipe Massa brought out the yellow flags.
Can't believe it, I crashed. Sorry guys.
But the real sparks were flying at DS to Cheetah.
Has Vern got a problem?
Suddenly, Vern is slowing an awful lot. What is happening here to the 2-time champion?
While Antonio Felix da Costa ran away at the front, Jean-Eric Verne was clearly frustrated that he just couldn't match his teammate's pace.
I mean, he's clearly over-consuming and not following the baby. It's a joke. I will remember this.
The Frenchman just didn't have the energy to fight.
Okay, I have to say I have no more energy.
Here comes Lotterer. Verne squeezes his former teammate. The two are going to go absolutely wheel to wheel. Oh, that was just about on the limit.
The dummy down the inside into turn 1.
Verne still tries to hold on. Verne goes in deep and through goes Andre Lotterer. What is happening here to the 2-time champion?
6th place Mitch Evans got into a spin with a little help from Max Günther.
Idiots.
Keep going, keep going.
While at the sharp end, da Costa was cutting it fine.
Antonio Felix da Costa is into his last percentage of usable energy.
This is tight on energy.
Oh, he's weaving across the line. He hits 0 and da Costa takes the first win in Berlin.
Yes! Oh, thanks everyone, that's amazing.
An incredible maximum points haul sees da Costa stretch his lead at the top of the championship standing. But with 5 rounds still to go, who can catch him in this epic season finale? 9 days, 6 races, 3 tracks, 1 champion.
In these extraordinary times, an extraordinary field of 24 drivers is ready to electrify the Tempelhof circuit. Round 7 is another reverse run around this abrasive battleground, and it's time to hand over to our commentary team of Dario Franchitti and Jack Nichols.
It's the 7th round of the series. We've still got more races to come after this one, 4 to be precise, but Antonio Felix da Costa is the man very much in control of this championship. He's starting on pole position again, as he did yesterday, with his 41-point lead over Mitch Evans in the championship. Alongside him on the front row is Sebastian Buemi in the Nissan. He slipped backwards yesterday. He'll be hoping for better today, maybe even challenging da Costa for the win. Third on the grid, Dario Franchitti.
Yeah, Alex Lynn, first weekend in the Mahindra, great performance in qualifying. Can he stay up there today? It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Nick de Vries is having a pretty solid weekend. He was made super pole both times, and he's starting 4th on the grid where he finished yesterday. Robin Freitz finishing qualifying in 5th position, just ahead of Lucas de Grassi in 6th place in the Audi. A much improved performance from the Brazilian. Then it is Oliver Rowland, 7th on the grid, his teammate 2nd. Rowland just missing out on making it through to Super Pole. Then it's the reigning champion.
Yeah, double reigning champion Jean-Eric Verne. The fight back from him today should be impressive. You can still see the steam coming out of his ears, how angry he was yesterday.
Sam Bird starts in 9th position on the grid. He had a good drive up the order yesterday to finish in 3rd spot. Eduardo Mortara completes the top 10 for the Venturi team. And we go green at Templehof. Good start from da Costa. Gets across, covers off Sebastian Buemi. On the run down in towards the first corner. Whoa, sending it right to the outside there is Nick de Vries, and he might get up into 3rd position. Really good aggressive move from the Mercedes driver, and he's got ahead of Alex Lynn. They're coming through turn 1, now down into turn 2. Da Costa holds the lead. Buemi is 2nd, and Lynn is coming back at de Vries. They're still side by side in that battle for 3rd place, and Lynn knows he just about was in front and moves over to block Nick de Vries. De Grassi is right up behind Robin Freitz. Max Günther is up past Jean-Eric Verne, so that's 9th place already for Günther, having started in 11th, and de Vries absolutely sends it into 5. That means that Lynn will get the cutback on the run down to 6 and 7, and they're still going to be side by side as we come towards the 2 right-handers. Lynn should have the inside line here, although it's pretty tight because there's the left-hand kick first, and de Vries holds on.
Yeah, de Vries very aggressive yesterday as well. It looked like the inside of the track got checked up a little bit. De Vries did a fantastic move, took full advantage and went around the outside. Now everything's settled down a little bit. Surprised to see Jean-Eric Verne get passed already by Max Günther. Max Günther making some good progress already.
Da Costa across the line at the end of lap 1, an 0.8 of a second lead over Buemi. Buemi is 1.4 seconds ahead of de Vries because of all their fighting with Alex Lynn. Then it is Robin Freitz ahead of Lucas de Grassi in 5th and 6th. Rowland still there in 7th position. As we fly backwards up the order, they're all really boxed up behind Nick de Vries here, aren't they? In the black Mercedes, changed their colour as they did in Formula 1 to support end racism and Black Lives Matter. And Alex Lynn is looking very racy in that red and white Mahindra.
He absolutely is. This is surprising from de Vries because he finished 4th yesterday. He clearly had the pace. Right now he doesn't. Although he might be being cautious at this point because the battery is still fairly full, so you won't be able to fully regenerate, put power back into the battery. So any extra energy you use at this point, you're going to pay a larger penalty. See him weaving around. We saw this with Nick de Vries yesterday, weaving around all over the track very late in the braking zone. That wasn't aggressive for one of his moves. We see Felipe Massa again checking the mirrors all the way into the braking zone. That was something else we saw yesterday from him.
Certainly was. Before he ended up going into the wall in the braking zone and bringing out the safety car, or the full course yellow, I should say. Now, across the line comes da Costa, a second clear of Buemi. Those two are now 1.7 seconds clear of Nick de Vries in 3rd position. And this is where Alex Lynn, the Mahindra, I would say, doesn't have the outright pace and efficiency to challenge for the win. So just because you're behind de Vries at the moment, it's not a bad thing. It's not like if he gets past de Vries, he'll rocket up and catch da Costa. Sims confirmation of his drive-through penalty because of the 20-place grid penalty that he had to take, but he couldn't serve it because he didn't qualify high enough up the order.
And this is a good position, as you say, Jack, for Alex Lynn, because he can slipstream Nick de Vries and hopefully save some energy with that. Alex Lynn actually goes a bit wide out of turn 5, and that's allowed Robin Freitz to get up close behind him. I imagine Lynn will be defensive on the way into the break. No, Freitz goes on the inside.
So Robin Freitz up past Alex Lynn and into 4th position then. Long race, 41 minutes plus a lap to go still, as the sun begins to set here in Berlin. And Freitz now up into 4th position. Race leader da Costa out over the start-finish straight again. keeping Sebastian Buemi, I would imagine, about a second behind him. Although, as I say that, he does the fastest lap of the race. Buemi fractionally quicker, and so Buemi closes the gap by 1/10 of a second that time around. Robin Freitz set the fastest lap of the race on that lap as well, and now Lynn is under pressure from Lucas de Grassi as well. We are on lap 4.
This is one of those races, Jack, it's so important to think about the whole 45 minutes plus a lap, because you've got obviously energy usage, but tyre wear as well. Tyre wear is going to be critical to keeping the tyres underneath the car so the car doesn't start sliding around. You start sliding around, it's going to exacerbate the problem. It's going to stop you carrying momentum. It's going to stop you energy saving as well, and that is so tricky. So you've got to just drive to the limit of the tyres, and sometimes ignore a little bit what's going on, but you can't lose too much track position.
So there, well, the race leader, Antonio Felix da Costa, already through. Buemi is through as well. Then Nick de Vries in 3rd place, and that is Jean-Eric Vergne. In the black and gold DS Techeetah, he is in 10th position, so he's lost 2 places off the start, and is right up behind Sam Bird, but he's not going to be scoring points today, Jean-Eric Vergne.
And then we have to start thinking about attack mode, the tactical thing that has become attack mode. When are people going to start to do that? Clearly, it's a big penalty here to taking it, but the extra 35 kilowatts of power that it gives you really make quite a big difference.
40 minutes plus a lap to go. Da Costa leading the way, 1.2 seconds ahead of Sebastian Buemi. Nick de Vries in 3rd position, Robin Freitz in 4th, Alex Lynn in 5th still. Here's a look at the replay of the start. It was fairly calm, really, apart from Nick de Vries, who absolutely sent it.
Yeah, just watch how it checks up on the inside if we see. Just watch it actually start very even across the start. And then watch how it checks up as we go into the first corner. De Vries, fantastic racecraft, straight to the outside.
Tried to get up ahead of the Mahindra of Alex Lynn. The two were side by side for a long period of time over the next couple of laps, to be perfectly honest with you. As they came down into the first corner, there he goes, bit of a lock-up.
And a bit of nudge as well from Alex Lynn into the back of Buemi. Buemi just kind of closed the door a little bit, and this is what we've seen. There was not one car yesterday I saw after the race didn't have some form of damage.
Yeah, a lot of argy-bargy yesterday, I think it's fair to say. There was Lynn and de Vries going side by side. Lynn was brave on the brakes there to try and get it around the outside, and he managed to pull it off. Helped, I suppose, a little bit by Buemi being on the apex of the corner, but really good stuff from Alex Lynn. It's a replay from further back in the order. It was on board with Nick de Vries, so this was him sending it. Here he goes. Right to the outside and around turn 1.
And the man that's in 5th place, Lucas de Grassi, just passed Alex Lynn. He was Lucas was complaining yesterday just how aggressive everybody was being. You know, he had a bit of an altercation with Jean-Eric Vergne in the last lap. He wasn't too happy with the way we called it, but he said it's amazing how aggressive drivers are being and what they can get away with. And that is, I think, what Formula E has become. It's become almost not a contact sport, is good, but it's very aggressive.
Klein's lifting slightly later than us into turn 1, otherwise the same.
And that's another late defensive move from Nick de Vries. One of those, and he did them all day yesterday, and not impressed with them at all. I don't think you are either, Jack.
No, definitely not. Here we go. There goes Robin Freitz de Vries. It's too late, though, that time. Tried to do the dramatic move, but Robin Freitz found the inside line and gets ahead of Nick de Vries. So Freitz having a good run here, up into 3rd spot now. Said to me earlier, I just want some points. I've only had 1 points finish this season, which was race 1 in Diriyah. And now he's up in 3rd position then. Lynn is now back behind Roland as well in 7th place. Eduardo Mortara, something's happened to Max Günther. Max Günther in the BMW is dropping well down the order, so we'll try and figure out what's happened there, because that is a big hit for his championship hopes, especially with da Costa still leading the way. There is Stoffel van Dorn, who's now up into 11th position. Sergio Sette Camara is using his attack mode, and he's boxing for a front wing, Max Günther. So maybe he's had a bit of a collision out there somewhere. James Collado is under investigation. There's Günther, and oh, he's not going to make it around the corner there, is he? Just about does. So I wonder if he's got suspension damage as well.
Yeah, that looks more than a front wing, doesn't it? And I'm sure the mechanics will see that, and they will not send the car out.
New tire, front left is flat.
Copy, front left tire.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so that's a shame for Max Günther. That puts him pretty much out of the running.
And you see the gap between Robin Freins and Sebastian Buemi ahead. The problem for Robin is he has to use extra energy now to close that gap up. And at this point, there's a lot of regeneration going on. In the braking zones, they're using they're basically putting energy back into the battery, and that's allowing them to finish the race. We see a replay of Lucas de Grassi on the in-screen passing Alex Lynn into turn 1.
Nice clean move from de Grassi, and then Roland would get him a little bit later on. "33 minutes plus a lap to go here in the 7th round of the ABB FIA Formula E Championship."
We're expecting, by the way, 39 240 laps today.
Right.
But actually probably 39 now with that full course. Yellow as short as it was.
And we'll see if we get any more. We're on board here with Lucas de Grassi. Up behind Robin Freins. Now, de Grassi is the Audi driver. Robin Freins is the Envision Virgin Racing driver in the purple car, but the purple Envision car has the Audi powertrain. His teammate Sam Bird, that looked a bit wide, but he does manage to activate it. It is an Audi powertrain in Freins' car, so they've got the same. Has Bird got front wing damage there? Yes, he has. There it is. So we got more damage on the start-finish straight, and that's an odd place for it to come off.
Yeah, that's right in the middle, Jack, of the racing line. So you think there's going to have to be another full course yellow to pick that up. I don't fancy running out there myself to pick it up when they're still under green flag conditions.
No. God forbid you did any work.
Yeah,
32 minutes,
a problem too.
32 minutes plus a lap to go. Da Costa leading, 1.3 seconds ahead of Buemi. Now, that little full course yellow will have harmed Buemi a little bit.
Full course yellow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
And remember, again, for every minute they're under full course yellow, energy's taken out of the battery, roughly 1%. That's like 1 kilowatt hour, which is about, so that comes out of the battery every time for a full minute. So it's not like they're getting a free run here. Oh, there goes the marshal.
It's a different marshal, I think. They're taking it turns. 31 minutes plus a lap to go. Now watch de Grassi, because he was super quick on the restart last time. De Vries will want to be alert because
there is no energy reduction.
Sorry, there's no energy reduction because I guess the full course yellows were so short.
4, 3, 2.
Here we go. Watch to the top right.
Green flag.
Whoa. Well timed again by de Grassi as we see Buemi and then Alex Lynn. I'm sorry, Roland and Alex Lynn taking the attack mode activation.
Oh, I'm not sure Lynn got it. I don't think Alex Lynn got it.
No, he didn't.
So he drops behind Sam Bird. Positive, well, really good qualifying from Alex Lynn, but he's slipping back a little. There is confirmation that there's no energy reduction, and he didn't quite manage to hook up attack mode. Frustrating for Alex Lynn. Half an hour plus a lap to go. Da Costa still leading, and he's only 0.7 of a second ahead of Buemi here. Buemi has done an attack mode, but Buemi's close enough that if Da Costa were to take attack mode on this lap, I think Buemi would be in front, and they all seem to have closed in a little on Da Costa and Buemi up at the front of the order. Freins is only 2 seconds off the back of the DS Techeetah in the lead. The chevrons on the left-hand side, you can see 4 of them for Oliver Roland. That means he has 4 minutes of attack mode remaining, where you can run at an extra 35 kilowatts of power. So instead of being at 200, they are running at 235 kilowatts of power.
And we saw de Grassi and de Vries both,
yes. I have 27 laps to go now.
Oh, it's a delayed. It was a delayed signal, so they both got it.
Yeah. But Lynn definitely didn't. Da Costa radio there we heard. He's got 2 attack modes to use. The gap between Da Costa and Buemi, 0.9 of a second at the moment. That has allowed Freins to have a bit of an advantage, but I would suggest he needs to, well, it depends in this situation whether they're looking ahead or behind, doesn't it? Because he's got 0.9 to Buemi in front, 2 seconds back to de Grassi. Does Freins defend retrospectively from De Grassi or try and attack Buemi out in front. There's Eduardo Mortara up the inside of Alex Lynn. Lynn not in attack mode, so this is really costing him at the moment. It might balance out if he activates it later on, but at the moment Lynn falling backwards a little.
And Da Costa's getting a little hit up on the radio. I think he's not liking seeing Sebastian Buemi quite as close, certainly closer than anybody was for most of the race yesterday. He's getting a little agitated the way the car's handling.
Third place France takes attack mode, and he gets it, and he comes out in between De Grassi and De Vries. So he does lose a place, but he'll have attack mode for longer than Lucas De Grassi will, so he's just got to bide his time. He's got an extra minute compared to De Grassi, so in 3 minutes' time, he'll have the advantage. James Collado drive-through penalty for overpower during regen, which is basically regenerating too much into the battery. So Collado, who's running 21st, will now out for a drive-through penalty.
And that sounds like it's a software issue as much as anything. It's not something that he's done on purpose. It's been programmed into the car. You see Robin French just looking at the back of Lucas De Grassi's car. He'll fancy I think Robin will he be aggressive? As he said, he just wants a finish today, but his instinct is to attack, and he's going to fancy claiming the Lucas De Grassi's position, I would say.
What did he say? I'm just trying to look for his reply. He said, I just want to finish in the points. I said, well, keep out of trouble. He said, then it's best I don't race, it's Formula E. Yeah, 27 minutes plus a lap to go. Da Costa's got more usable energy than Buemi.
Same energy.
Lynn finally gets his attack mode. It looks like he's struggled with that.
0.5% more than you, but he has no attack mode.
Yeah, so Da Costa has a little bit more usable energy than the cars behind him, but hasn't used attack mode yet. Da Costa 0.8 of a second ahead of Sebastian Buemi. Massa is under investigation for going too fast under full course yellow. And when, I tell you, when Da Costa takes his attack mode, his first attack mode, I think Buemi will be past him, you know. It's about a 2-second time loss. Big lock-up from De Vries. He's not getting that one stopped into one.
No,
if only there was an attack mode out there, has he got a problem? He's slowing dramatically on the exit of the first corner.
Looks like it, Jack, and that could sometimes cause a braking issue if there's a problem with the drivetrain. Look at looking down. They're telling him what to do. And that's devastating for the man that finished 4th yesterday.
And this could bring out a safety car if he does grind to a halt here. Da Costa still leading. Buemi 2nd, De Grassi 3rd, France 4th. Roland, Bird, Van Dorn, Mortara, Verne and Lynn, the top 10. So Jean-Eric Verne in 9th position at the moment, but he's got nowhere near the pace that his teammate has. And to be honest, Diaz Techeetah don't look like they have the same car that they had yesterday. De Vries hops out of the car. He tries to push it off the racing line, which is good of him. I don't think it's actually allowed. The rules are that you're meant to sit and wait in the car. But who needs a full course yellow when you've got Nick De Vries? Here we go. Here comes the full course yellow now from Scott Elkins, the race director. 24 minutes plus a lap to go.
And these guys on attack mode, this is ruining any advantage they would have had.
There's
Lynn,
Buemi.
Lotterer, Gianni, Seti Camera.
Why is De Grassi so close to Buemi? Because they were not that close before the full course yellow, were they?
We saw Buemi up massively.
Yeah, we saw him absolutely standing on the anchors, but that must have maybe stopped too much, almost.
We're hearing, according to De Grassi's radio, he's on a mission. He's absolutely, he's looking forward. He's not worried about Robin French behind him. He wants this win, and he thinks he can get it.
Well, it's because we wound him up yesterday.
Oh, that was actually today.
Was it today?
Yeah, that was this morning.
Oh, no, but we wound him up by what we said yesterday.
In 5, 4, 3, 2,
full course yellow ending.
1.
Here comes De Grassi on Buemi.
Flag.
Floors it. Not quite able to get through, but Buemi, we'll see at the next sector split how far he is behind Da Costa, because he was less than a second. Now across the line, he is...
2 seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds.
What has happened to Buemi under that full course yellow?
Yeah. Okay. Like I say, we saw him locking up, but that suggests overslowing, whereas the effect that we're seeing is underslowing. No, other way around, but you know what I mean.
I know where you're going, yeah, absolutely.
So, Buemi, De Grassi, Freitz, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Roland up into 5th place. Bird in 6th. Van Dorn in 7th. Mortara, Verne and Lynn, the rest of the top 10. And there goes Da Costa using his funky line that he's discovered works. Buemi goes side by side, but he holds the lead. Da Costa.
Da Costa got it again. The other guys have obviously watched overnight what he's doing, but it just seems so difficult to actually cross those 3 activation points in the attack mode activation zone. And if you miss one of them slightly, you don't get it. There's no points for getting between the different lines.
22 minutes plus a lap to go. De Vries, under investigation, left the car without race director permission. There's not much of an investigation there, is there?
No, not really.
Because he did.
And Lynn went and took his 2nd attack mode. And did he lose a place? I don't think he did. He's taken that and he's not lost a place. So good tactics there by the Mahindra guys. Let's see the driver's eye view. Which driver is it? Oh, no driver.
22 minutes plus a lap to go. There is Sebastian Buemi running in,
who's now
2nd position.
7 tenths behind Jack. He's closed up.
He's closing in. It is Buemi's driver's eye that we are
and I think some of that's Da Costa taking his attack mode.
Yeah.
But Buemi's going to be feeling good about this. De Grassi's only half a second further back. When are these guys going to take their attack mode? Buemi, De Grassi, because that could have a big effect on exactly how this race plays out.
So, race leader Da Costa, then Buemi, De Grassi and Freitz, the top group. Then it is Roland, Bird and Van Dorn, and then there's Jean-Eric Verne.
And Mortara just overtook, or Verne overtook Mortara because Mortara went into attack mode activation.
Bird being told to put Roland under pressure by Stephen Lane, his engineer. 21 minutes plus a lap to go. There's Da Costa leading the way in attack mode at the moment. Sebastian Buemi right behind, well, not right behind, about 1.3 seconds behind, and then Buemi, De Grassi and Freitz are right together. There's the Roland Bird Van Dorn battle. Surprised Roland doesn't have a little more pace than this, considering how Buemi is running.
Yeah, but we've seen, I think this track is so dependent on driving style, Jack. You cannot be sliding the tyres. You've got to drive within the tyre, because as soon as you start sliding it, and this is something a couple of the team principals told me, as soon as you start sliding it around, they're really seeing a drop in performance quite quickly, and that might be Oliver Roland's driving style. Oh, attack mode activation for Stoffel Van Dorn. Did he get it? Yep.
Oh, and he dramatically swerves back to the inside to get back ahead of Jean-Eric Verne and up into 7th position. Da Costa on his way to perhaps setting the fastest lap of the race. He's done the fastest first sector of anyone. Van Dorn back up into 7th place. Fastest lap at the moment is Stoffel Van Dorn on lap 15. Less than 20 minutes plus a lap to go. And here across the line comes Roland and Bird. Da Costa does take the fastest lap of the race. There comes Mortara and Jean-Eric Verne. Mortara on the inside. He's in attack mode. Solid race this from Mortara in the Venturi.
Yeah, one place at a time he's picked his way through. We've seen pace from him before. Let's hear Jev on the radio.
But Mortara putting me in the wall. Like, I don't understand how people get away with crashing into each other.
I
don't think we saw that.
No.
No.
Oh, Jean-Eric Verne is clearly less impressed.
Well, that must have happened a long time ago.
Mortara's right, yeah.
So he's still a bit frustrated about it. Oh, Bird, little nose in on Roland. Roland gets right up towards the wall. This will be a bold one. Van Dorn's going to try and make it 3 wide. No, Stoffel, don't do it, please. Or he's going to go past both of them because he's in attack mode. And he sweeps around 2 places. What a move from Stoffel Van Dorn in the Mercedes. That is now P6. And there goes Bird. A traditional late dart to the inside into a slow corner from the Brit. And Roland loses 2 places in 2 corners.
But again, a clean overtaking maneuver by Sam Bird. He does that so well. Stoffel Van Dorn, fan boost at the front of this group, is going to head off now. He's going to catch the group. He's going to catch Robin Freitz in front while he's got that extra sort of 12-ish% of usable energy.
And here are the fan boost winners. We have got Mitch Evans winning the fan boost, as is Nick de Vries, as did Daniel Abt. There's a look from Mortara up the inside of Roland. Stoffel Van Dorn winning fan boost, and race leader Antonio Felix da Costa. So the 5 drivers with the most votes from a public vote get a power boost to use in the second half of the race, up to 250 kilowatts of power for an extra 5 seconds. Freitz uses his attack mode now and drops behind Lucas de Grassi. Quite a long way behind Lucas de Grassi, actually. Freitz in 4th then, but de Grassi and Buemi and da Costa all have one more attack mode to use.
I think if it was me, Jack, I'd be taking my time in the fan boost, the attack mode activation, sorry, just to make sure I got it, because it looks so difficult, and if you miss it, it really ruins your day.
So this is Van Dorn, who, I mean, even though you're in attack mode and you've got more power than the cars in front, that's still a bold one.
It's a brave move, especially with Oliver Rowland there, because we've seen Oliver be very robust in his defence before, but everybody played nicely.
Oh, driver's eye.
Oh, fantastic. Look at this. Bearing in mind we've got a left-hand corner we're going to have to brake for in a second. Confidence from Stoffel Van Dorn. This is great to see after his the crash he had in Mexico City, and that seemed to dent his confidence.
So there is 2nd place Buemi, 3rd place de Grassi, 4th place Freitz, 5th place Stoffel Van Dorn, 6th is Sam Bird, 7th is the white and red Venturi of Eduardo Mortara. Then it's Rowland there in the black and red Nissan, running in 8th position. Vernon Lin, the rest of the top 10. Buemi takes attack mode, and that means that de Grassi moves up into 2nd place. How close is Freitz to him? Jean-Eric Vergne activating his attack mode now. Freitz and Buemi are just 0.4 of a second apart, I think, as they come down the back straight. So he hasn't been able to get ahead of Buemi, Robin Freitz. How long will de Grassi go before activating his attack mode? Here are some squabbles further back. Turvey and Nico Muller going side by side over 16th position. But here come the sort of 2nd, 3rd and 4th place cars. De Grassi, Buemi, Freitz in that order at the moment. And they've dropped 4 seconds back from da Costa now. So, OK, da Costa still has another attack mode to take, so I guess that's sort of a -2, but still, he's starting to boss it.
He's just stretched his legs a bit, hasn't he? He's going to be feeling happier with the balance of the cars. As the tyres start to change, the car can go from maybe the front sliding to now going into to balance front and rear grips, and as you would like them working together. As the race goes further on, though, and they do more consecutive laps, the rear of the car is going to start sliding more, and that makes it very difficult to control. Bit of a traffic jam behind old Lucas de Grassi. Buemi's got he's got the attack mode, and he's going to use it here, going up to turn 6. Try and make quick work of Lucas de Grassi, which he does.
Straightforward then for Sebastian Buemi. 15.5 minutes plus a lap to go. And here comes Freitz on de Grassi. This should be a fairly straight and forward move from the Dutchman. De Grassi's going to hold it in on the inside.
Difficult in turn 1, Jack. It's that curved braking zone. It's a much shorter way around the inside. Robin's thinking he wants to cut back. He wants to be on the inside. Is he brave enough to go around the outside? That we saw actually Robin Freitz getting fed into the wall there yesterday.
Here we go, though. Out into 3. He's going to get the... Oh, no. I thought it with the drive and the... There we go. Now he looks to the inside.
Oh.
Whoa. Can't quite get the move done. And this is costing Freitz time in his battle with Sebastian Buemi up in the front. Da Costa takes his 2nd attack mode then. Race leader through again. And he is checking out here, Da Costa.
He's doing what he wanted and we feared. And so did they. He's just dominating now at this point. And look, Robin Freitz still behind Lucas de Grassi. And this is causing Robin Freitz all kinds of problems. He's got 14 seconds left on his attack mode.
14 minutes plus a lap to go. And we will see what happens. Here's Robin Freitz's radio.
Gotta do it now. Gotta do it now.
Didn't quite catch that from Robin Freitz. Da Costa leading, 2.1 seconds ahead of Buemi. De Grassi 3rd, Freitz 4th. Van Dorn, Mortara, Bird, Verne, Lin and Rowland. It was Freitz being told you've got to do it now.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. Encouragement from the engineers telling him get on with it and get past De Grassi now before he runs out of attack mode.
13 minutes plus 1 lap to go. And we will see what happens in the remaining closing stages of this race. And that's frustration for Freitz that he hasn't been able to get ahead of De Grassi, because he's losing time, big time, to Buemi here, and he's going to finish it. Well, is he going to finish ahead of De Grassi? I don't know, but De Grassi's still got an attack mode to use. Sam Bird is in attack mode at the moment. He's running in 6th position, and he is ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne in 7th spot.
you'd have to say Verne's done a good job. He got put back a bit at the start of the race, and he didn't get frustrated. He started to work his way forward again. But when if he watches this back, he sees how dominant his teammate Da Costa's been. The field's got to be wondering, how do we beat this guy? That's going to be the real question that everybody's going to be answering. We've got 4 more races to go. Saturday, Sunday, and then Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, make sure you join us for all the action around Tempelhof. Da Costa leading 2.3 seconds. Here's Verne's radio.
No more rear tyres.
No more rear tyres, says Jean-Eric Verne. Running in 7th position. And still of the title rivals, Van Dorn in 5th is the biggest. And it's credit to Van Dorn here. Started 13th on the grid. He started 15th, I think, on the grid yesterday, and both times he has come through to finish 5th, 6th to the front of the order. And I'm surprised he hasn't been able to sort his qualifying out, actually, because Van Dorn over 1 lap, I think, is mightily impressive. And those of you watching might say to me, well, aha, wasn't he out-qualified by Fernando Alonso at every single race when they were teammates? And obviously the answer to that is yes, but that was then, this is now, and even before then, I think Van Dorn is really, really quick in qualifying. So to see him not making it through to the top 10 surprises me a little, when you can see the race performances he manages to turn out. And you compare it to Mitch Evans in 12th place, hasn't made huge progress in the Jaguar. There are the Envision Virgin fans down at the bottom. Natalie the top left, James at the bottom, and I'm afraid I don't know the names of the people on the right. But thank you for watching. Now, there goes Di Grassi for his 2nd attack mode, arms it, and he's going to try and close in and pass Robin Freitz for 3rd position. 11 minutes plus a lap to go. This is the 28th lap of the race.
Again, interesting that you start hearing Jean-Eric Verne talking about tyre wear, Jack, and that means everybody else is struggling with it too. The back of the car sliding, and as we've said, that makes it very difficult to save energy.
You are the only car with attack mode, 3.5 minutes.
And Di Grassi's going to get Robin Freitz here. Looks to the outside. He's got 3.5 minutes of attack mode, and he should be able to get ahead of Freitz here. But Freitz couldn't get past Di Grassi when he was on attack mode, so that is going to be the fight over the final podium position.
Watch for the cutback here, though. Oh, Robin Freitz just slowed everything down very well. And I don't think Lucas has got enough momentum. No, he's going to have to back off. Is he going to try get the run through 4, breaking into 5? Brave move. Might just wait till turn 6.
Takes a wider line in. Da Costa is using his fan boost to extend his lead up at the front. Di Grassi, not that far. And Van Dorn is closing in. That last lap, he's lapping about half a second quicker than Freitz and Di Grassi. Di Grassi looks to the right-hand side. He's got the extra power. Bit of a lock-up, and Di Grassi is through. Up into 3rd place then. A Buemi and a Di Grassi on the podium. That hasn't happened for a little while, I don't think. And but we'll see what Van Dorn can do. Now he joins the party with Freitz in 4th position.
And it's going to depend, Jack, whose car's still handling well, who can still put in the quick lap times. And it's not the obvious ones, because as the race goes on, the balance, when the balance car shifts, that shifts who's able to go quickly at any time. But Stoffel Van Dorn, the body language of that car looks very good. He's attacking, and he is only focusing forward. He's driven away from those behind him.
On board with Van Dorn. Through the left-hander, back on the power.
You'll notice that there's no big sort of slides coming out of the corner again. That looks spectacular, but it's not the way to go, as we see.
Gunter.
Well, it's Gunter, yeah, in the BMW garage. Day's over. And his championship challenge is it's fading fast.
Well, isn't everyone's?
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe his a bit more than the others, you would have to say. Disqualified yesterday for overusing energy, non-finished today.
8 minutes plus a lap to go. Massa struggling on energy a little. Da Costa has got loads of energy as well. So what that sort of strange concern was in the early stages is a little bit confusing, because they were struggling initially, weren't they? But they now seem to be bossing it. On board with Stoffel Van Dorn, down into turn 1, and you can see on the right-hand side when he goes full blue up at the top, that's using power. Then he'll lift off, like there, and then you'll see the green go down. That's when he's regenerating energy under braking.
Just watch how he plays with the throttle through this turn 3, King. There we go. Actually, it wasn't so much a play as a full lift.
Yeah.
Mortara continues his good work today. 9th place at the moment, but hounding Jean-Eric Vergne. And I'm sure the team have relayed to him. Vergne's not happy with his rear tyres. And Mortara's ready to make a move.
Here comes Mortara. Vergne hugs the left-hand side of the track. Mortara doesn't have extra speed in terms of attack mode, so he's got to get this done properly. Nearly managed to pull it off. Lotterer is going to try and take advantage of it as they come through the double left-hander at turns 8 and 9. That was earlier on with Vergne and Mortara. Oh, Mortara having a bit of contact, so that's not going to be good news for the Rocket Venturi driver. He'll be fired up about that one as he tries to take 8th place away. But this is the Vergne. Okay, his rear tyres are going, and he qualified, you know, in the midfield. But he's not carving through the order in the way that Da Costa is leading the way. More usable energy than anyone else. But Vergne just doesn't seem to have the same pace.
No, he's just not able to deal with it right now. Maybe the reverse direction on Saturday and Sunday will work more in his favour. Maybe it's the surface and the way the surface feels, because a concrete surface feels a lot different to drive on than a tarmac surface. He's got to hope for something to change in the next couple of days when he comes and starts practice on Saturday morning.
6 minutes left on the clock. Vergne in 8th position at the moment. Right, but he's got Mortara and Lotterer behind. He could get shuffled down to 10th place here. Robin Freins has a little more usable energy than de Grassi and Buemi, so maybe that'll come into play in the closing stages. Gunter's been given a 5-second time penalty, but he's out of the race for causing a collision. I think he did a move on Sam Bird earlier on. Vergne in the DS Techeetah, the black and gold car, covers the inside. Mortara goes to the outside, nothing doing still.
And on the radio, Jean-Eric Vergne has started to speak French again, and that's never really a good sign. That means he's really losing it. He's losing his cool. And I think Jean-Eric just needs a day off tomorrow, just to chill out, get himself back in order. But Mortara is just putting the pressure on, corner after corner. He's able to stay so close to him, and he's just waiting for that one gap to make the move.
5 minutes plus a lap to go. Freins is now 4/10 behind Lucas de Grassi, so the battle for the final podium position is on, because look, he's got 1% more usable energy as well, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Jean-Eric Vergne, though, the 2-time reigning champion, is not going to be a 3-time champion. 4.5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. René Rast is in his second attack mode in 15th position. Not a bad job from him, having started from the pit lane.
Very impressive.
Over the start-finish straight again. Down towards turn 1 again. Mortara, whoa, he tried to sell the dummy, but Vergne saw that one coming.
Yeah, but watch Lotterer. Lotterer is feisty, as we know. This is probably the 3 most feisty drivers in Formula E. Line astern, which is saying something.
Oh, that was a bit nothingy from Mortara. That could compromise him coming out, although actually Vergne hasn't had a good run through the hairpin at turn 2 either. A reminder, we'll be back in 2 days to do it the other way around. Freins has been caught by Van Dorn. Van Dorn has caught Lucas de Grassi over the final podium positions with 4 minutes plus a lap to go, and de Grassi of these 3 I think has the least usable energy.
And if I could do the maths in my head, I would know how many laps to go because it's critical again. And you might, Da Costa's got a 2.7 second lead, and he might be able to control the pace, but he do what he did yesterday again, just twist the knife that little bit more by extending the length of the race and putting everybody under pressure. And by this point in the lap yesterday, Da Costa was having to regenerate energy to make the end of the race. Jack.
Mortara's through. Mortara ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne then. And now Andre Lotterer is right behind.
And look at the oversteer. Look at the back of the car sliding, and here comes Lotterer as well, passing his old teammate Jean-Eric Vergne. And Vergne's tyres have gone. The balance is gone. He can't put the throttle down, and he's a sitting duck.
And here comes Freins, side by side with de Grassi towards turn 3. De Grassi Oh, I don't like it. He won't be happy with me for saying it, but
I don't like it either. That's not on.
Freinz has got a nose in there, and de Grassi just turns into him.
So when does Formula E, when is it a full contact championship?
Yeah, Van Dorn's got a run here, and he's going to use his fan boost to go past Robin Freinz. Van Dorn to the outside. Oh, he's not going to get it done. Even with that extra power that he won through fan boost, he couldn't quite make the move. 2 minutes, 20 seconds plus a lap to go. Here's the replay of it down in the bottom right with de Grassi on the inside, Freinz on the outside. Oh, and there was already a bit of a nudge going into the corner.
Okay, now that was a bit naughty from Robin, shall we say. And who knows what happened. Yeah, that wasn't good from Robin either. So they're both as bad as each other. Apologies to Lucas de Grassi because he's just reacting to what had happened earlier. And yeah, they've got 4 more races to do in the next week with each other. Good luck with that one. The rivalries are building again. They all got on very well over the break doing the Race at Home challenge. Now they're all getting upset with each other yet again.
Less than 2 minutes plus a lap to go. Where is de Costa at the moment? His lead is 3 seconds over Buemi in second place. And Sam Bird is joining the back of this queue as well. So Sam Bird is lapping very, very nicely indeed. He was over a second quicker than this train in front on that last lap. Obviously they were squabbling, so that's to be expected, I suppose.
So it looks like this lap and 2 more, Jack. I just don't think de Costa can slow things down enough. Watch how close it gets on energy towards the end.
We're about to start the penultimate lap of the race. De Costa comes across the line. Yeah, with a minute and or so left on the clock. So there will be 2 more. De Costa leading, Buemi second, de Grassi third. Buemi and de Grassi are going to be a bit tight here, I think, on energy. Freinz has got an opportunity here for the final podium position.
Again to the outside, Lucas de Grassi being very wily in defence. And he's not, when the door, even if the door is open and Freinz goes down in the inside or the outside, you don't expect Lucas de Grassi to give him an inch.
Freinz to the outside, he's left himself vulnerable to Van Dorn, but he's got the drive out of the corner. Van Dorn right in there, we're on board with Stoffel. Position, a bit of a quieter Formula E race than yesterday, but we're getting a great racing grandstand finish.
It's not over yet. Again, look at de Grassi defending. That's allowed Bird, as you said, to close up contact between Van Dorn and Freinz.
He sent it there, didn't he, into 5. When is Freinz going to make the move on de Grassi? We've got 1 more lap to go at the end of this one. Goes to the outside and goes for it. No, so difficult to pass there.
He's got to try and get out of turn 10 better than Lucas de Grassi, Jack, and then get to the inside before the start-finish line as the straight curves, and then just push him out a little bit wide.
I think it'll come to him, though, because, look, he's still got 1% more energy as we start the final lap of the race.
And look at de Grassi out of turn 10, though. He's cleared off, and de Grassi, again, being so smart with his racecraft.
Here we go, down towards, and Van Dorn is now attacking Freinz. Freinz covers the inside, holds the place. Sam Bird is going to want a little attack here. Bird's done a great drive up through the order, down towards the hairpin at turn 2. They all kind of just go middle of the road, not wanting to really commit either way. De Costa out leading. We'll keep an eye on him, of course, as he comes across the line to take the win. Massa's in trouble. Massa's done in 12th position. They obviously thought the race was going to be 1 lap shorter than it was. These 4 continue to fight, coming through the right-hander. But here is Antonio Felix da Costa, down to 0.8%, but look how much he regenerates as he comes through the final couple of corners. Is there going to be a move here? Here comes da Costa through the final corner now, out over the finish line.
Massa's at 0.
And he's going to extend his championship lead even further. Across the line, Antonio Felix da Costa wins again in Berlin. Absolutely stunning stuff. Buemi in second, and de Grassi does hold on to 3rd position. 4th is Robin Freinz, 5th is Stoffel Van Dorn. Great race between those drivers at the end. Bird in 6th. Roland Mortara, Lotterer and Verne, the top 10.
Good job. Yes! Vamos! 2 in a row, guys. 3 in a row. Amazing.
He's better at driving than he's at counting.
He's forgotten how many races he's won. Antonio Felix da Costa takes the victory after 38 laps of racing. Lucas de Grassi takes 3rd position, his first podium since the opening round in Diriyah. Sebastian Buemi in 2nd position. Robin Freinz in 4th. Van Dorn, Bird, Roland Mortara, Lotterer and Verne completing the top 10. Antonio Felix da Costa absolutely flying.
This was hard. This was really hard. You know, Seb, he kept me honest the whole race. Yes, we were a little bit quicker, but there was never a moment there that I had to stop looking in my mirrors and keep him under control. So the first attack mode was a bit tight, but I knew I had the gap. I knew it was going to be tight on the exit, and he was fair. He left me the space. And then we had we had to look after the battery temperature a little bit, but the team was helping me out with the right info, and I managed to do it. But I mean, these momentums and these days, they are rare. So you know, I know how hard they are to get, and I'm so happy that they're coming to me right now.
Look at that, 125 points up at the top, 57 points for Lucas de Grassi, who's now second in the championship. But this is one of the most astonishing performances I think we have ever seen in Formula E. A huge advantage for Antonio Felix da Costa. Evans now slips down to 4th position, Sam Bird 5th, Sebastian Buemi in 6th position, but da Costa's lead, 68 points. But we've got 120 points still to come, and now it's time for the celebrations. It's the Moet moment. It's another huge burst out of the bottle from Antonio Felix da Costa as he bursts into the lead of the ABB FIA Formula E Championship. Out of nowhere, he has become the dominant force.
We'll be back in 2 days to do it all over again here in Berlin as the most intense finale in motorsport continues.
De Grassi looks to the right-hand side, and de Grassi is through. Antonio Felix da Costa wins again in Berlin. Absolutely stunning stuff.
Yes! 3 in a row. Amazing.
Coming up after the break, we wind back to 2017 and to the third race of round 4 of the Kumho Tyres V8 Touring Car Series from the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit.